If the 1980s were the night of the party, then the 90s were most definitely the morning after. January the 1st, 1990 must have been a sobering day for the world of guitars, waking up having endured a decade of hairspray, spandex and more phallic-shaped guitars than you can shake a stick at. The 90s were to be a pajama party that lasted a decade, throwing away the peacocking of the previous 10 years in favour of baggy pants, bleached hair and Partscasters. And with that in mind, I'm Joe from Guitar Nerds, and this is our top 5 weirdest guitars of the 90s. As grunge quickly rose to popularity, the need for a fibre-optically loaded Floyd Rose mounted bird-shaped Charvel Phoenix quickly waned in favour of a more mix-matched, understated instrument that better reflect the laissez-faire baggy jeans and bleach blonde hair of grunge. And the reigning king of 90s grunge, Kurt Cobain, demanded nothing less than an instrument that reflected that odd socks, out of bed look that he'd helped to popularise. In 1994, Kurt Cobain and Fender designed the ultimate Partscaster, the Jagstang. Part Jaguar, part Mustang, Kurt Cobain in fact came up with the idea for the design by taking 2 Polaroids, one of a Jaguar, one of a Mustang, chopping them in half and sticking them together. The original design can be seen in his 2002 release Private Journals. Cobain's version of the instrument included a Fender Texas Special in the neck and a Damasio H3 humbucker in the bridge. All this complete with Mustang phase switching, although it is said that Kurt Cobain only actually used the bridge humbucker. The guitar also featured a 24-inch scale neck based on Kurt's own Mustang. The pawn-shoppy Partscaster appearance of the guitar was popular inside and outside of the genre of grunge and has seen several reproductions from Fender Japan. The Parker Fly is much less weird if you consider that the guy who designed it was inspired by lutes and speedboats. In 1993, Ken Parker and Larry Fishman were looking for a way to make a guitar that could do electric tones, acoustic tones, it needed to weigh less, be more ergonomic, and it needed to sustain for days. A tall order for any guitar builder, so it's no wonder that Ken looked further afield into the carbon fibre exoskeletons used to make speedboats. Utilising a fiberglass epoxy composite material thinner than the paint used to finish the guitar and used for the body and the neck, the Parker Fly was born. Weighing less than 4.5 pounds, the Parker Fly would be one of the first instruments to utilise both magnetic and piezo pickup systems. Oh, and it featured a stereo output so that you could send your acoustic sound and your electric sound to different amplifiers. The piezo system was designed by Larry Fishman and included a preamp so you could shape your acoustic tones, whereas the electric pickups, the magnetic pickups, were passive Damasios. The trem system, designed specifically for the instrument, had 3 different positions. You could either lock it, have it dive bomb only, or you could have it traditionally floating, making this instrument an absolute Swiss Army knife and one of the most versatile guitars of all time. Established in 1994, Gus guitars looked more like the sort of thing a resident band would play in the movie Running Man than an instrument of the 90s. But unlike almost every other guitar in this list, Gus guitars weren't setting out to be outlandish when they made the sex toy-esque G1 guitar. In fact, and to quote the company, "It wasn't our intention to be outrageous just for the sake of it. The overall shape and design of our instruments have been carefully honed over hours at the drawing board." Of course, that claim wanes in legitimacy when they go on to state that instead of looking at guitars for inspiration, Gus guitars instead turn to, in their words, flowing curves, chrome detail touches, and just plain sexiness. Of classic cars and bikes, citing direct influence from the elegant side profile of the Jaguar XK-SS, the swelling bonnet scoops on a Mercedes Gullwing, and the engineering elegance of a Ferrari V12. As with the Parker Fly, the G1 features a composite construction, comprising of a tonewood core with a 3mm thick carbon fibre exoskeleton. The result is a strong, lightweight, resonant instrument that, despite its completely bonkers looks, is reportedly excellent to play. Never before has a guitar been so befitting of its name than this Salvador Dali-ass melted hunk of drippy plastic, presenting the Fender Distortocaster. Where to even start with this one? The Fender Distortocaster and the Fender line of guitars entire were the brainchild of English luthier Brian Eastwood, who I presume one day woke up and decided that guitars should look more like acid trips. The Distortocaster isn't even a one-off. It's not even the only guitar in the series. Brian also builds the precision bass inspired collision bass, the Telly-style Jellycaster, the Burns inspired Burnt Marvel, and the chipboard topped Fender Tetto. Honestly, I almost chose the Fender Tetto for this, but the Distortocaster is just a warping of too mainstream a shape to not include. Maybe the most unexpected thing about Brian's inventions is that they're not rubbish. Everyone who plays them attests that they're fantastic to play, and they're built to a really high standard. In the case of the Distortocaster, the guitar features a core body made out of a betch, epoxy wings, and a solid maple neck, with a lateral twist that's designed to aid bending towards your high end. So the weird warping of the guitar actually has purpose, making this the ultimate melted guitar to melt faces. Okay, so this is weirdest guitars of the 90s. We're not doing a video on weirdest guitars of the 80s, so surely I can't find anything as weird as the Charvel Phoenix or the Kramer Triax. Or maybe all of those guitars were just precursors leading up to the ultimate instrument of weird. Presenting the Vigier Bumblefoot Flying Foot. As you can see, this guitar is made in the shape of a giant foot, toenails and all, part human, part bumblebee, and with bumblebee wings to boot. But if you thought that was all there was to this absolute monstrosity of a guitar, then you would be sorely mistaken, because of course, if you're going to have a guitar built that's part human foot, part bumblebee foot with a set of wings, why not go whole hog and make it so when you dive bomb the Floyd Rose system, it makes the wings spring out of the body, flourishing like a bee foot taking flight. The guitar itself was built over 5 months by Patrice Vigier and presented to Mr. Bumblefoot at the 1998 Winter NAMM. Bumblefoot prized the instrument as his main guitar for many years and even likened it to his old Hyundai Excel, which he eventually had to get rid of as it had no brakes. He actually said that. So there you have it, the Guitar Nerd's top 5 weirdest guitars of the 90s. But what do you think? Did we miss anything? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back with more videos like this very soon.